Thank you Clean My Mac for sponsoring today's video. It's been a year we've been living here. I honestly love living in a condo a lot more than I would have thought. Coming from a house with my parents, I was like, I don't know about the condo life, but it's really nice. It's been officially a year and a few weeks since I've moved here. God, I love this space. We very much customized it to our own needs, especially when it comes to the tech that runs of this entire condo. And when I say run, I literally mean run. I've got items here that make our condo life a lot more enjoyable. Things I think are very much worth the money and hassle. So you know what, I figured I'd put together this episode to simply showcase the top 10 tech items apartment and condo owners should look into. And that for me starts with using a Mac Mini as a central computer for your home. Of course, if you are an Apple user, a Mac Mini is really not a bad investment, and the base model is way more than enough. These things are bulletproof and last for a while. I leave mine on all the time, although that drives my girlfriend crazy because I message things when I'm not home. That's besides the point. What I'm trying to get at here is that Mac Mini is reliable. To be honest, I mostly use it as tutorial hell / coding / guinea pig computer. It runs my code quite well, so I know it'll be able to keep up with any demanding tasks that the average consumer will throw at it. I also use it as my Apple TV machine, so when I watch the MLS, I simply AirPlay to my living room TV and it does the job beautifully. I also use it to surf the web, go over my finances, plan our trips when we go on vacation. Like, it's just a great little machine to have. And the cool part is that for the past year I've had this, it's been running flawlessly for us. I don't ever need to hear my girlfriend complain about why is the Mac so slow or asking me to fix it. Things just work out of the box. I don't need to spend hours trying to optimize it or deleting files, cleaning up folders and all that junk. So yeah, aside from maybe recommending to use a lightweight browser like Brave, I also do recommend you use Clean My Mac to keep things clean like I do. If you happen to be the tech savvy person at home or in your family and this holiday season you'd like to finally avoid being IT tech support, Clean My Mac might just save your holiday and could be a great New Year's resolution for you. Look, it's the easiest way to get anyone to clean junk and optimize a Mac to make sure it runs faster. Even your grandma can allow it to delete megatons of junk and malware, uninstall unused apps when the family needs it. She can pass by the new IT tech support and make Mac computers faster, safer, and more organized. With a single press of a button, I like running Smart Scan to polish things up in under 2 minutes. It also has a menu app, something anyone can use to keep up with the real-time performance of a machine, which can include current temperatures, how much storage space is left, RAM usage, the speed of your internet connection. Clean My Mac also has been upgraded recently with a Moonlock engine, which is a malware analysis detection engine that covers additional locations such as external hard drives, attachments, archives, and browser extensions. This stuff just simply allows my machine to perform all the time. I suggest you get Clean My Mac for your home computers this December, and for the holidays, you can get all your family covered with a 30% discount and up to 5 Clean My Mac 10 licenses with my code Andres. Try their app and I'll leave a link down below. So yeah, aside from our usage and maintenance with it, you don't really need to get the fanciest tech to get this working. All you need is a mouse, a monitor, and a keyboard. Really no need to overspend because the IOs on the back of this thing are more than enough. Although if you'd like, you can surely go crazy and have a dock like I do. For us, the dock connects the complete audio setup for when I have calls, speakers, audio interface, webcam, and microphone. It also connects the monitor via USB-C and my DaVinci Resolve tool. What I'm trying to get at is that you can either keep things super simple or fancy with the Mac Mini. Now, when watching the MLS on my TV or any sort of content, I'm actually quite happy I decided to upgrade my TV speakers. I've been rocking the Sonos Arc for like 6 months now. I think nowadays everyone asks themselves if the Arc is even worth it in 2023. I will say Yeah, it is. Out of the box, it's an amazing soundbar. Very simple to set up, and sound performance has been great. When people come over, we usually use it as the main speaker to play music in this area. We send sound through AirPlay too and stream music off of it. For devices like my TV, it connects through eARC. It has Dolby Atmos, delivering a multi-dimensional soundstage. It syncs with my remote for streamlined control, and it's expandable. Like, if you do live in a larger condo, you can eventually allocate some budget to getting a couple of Era 300 speakers and a sub. This will allow you to have a full home theater setup like the one I have at the office. Aside from that, and the fact that this looks good, it also connects with all my other Sonos devices at home through the app. Sonos delivers like this whole ecosystem in my condo that I love using. Playing music and podcasts in all of my rooms has never been easier. The same thing can be said about having Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant integrated into each room. Although I have my Google Hub in the living room that takes care of that. Look, I made a whole automation video a few weeks ago explaining my setup, but essentially this to me is the best thing you can get for your home. We use it all the freaking time, whether it's to control the lights in different rooms, ask it to put timers when we use the oven, convert different types of kitchen measurements, unlock my front door. I don't know, Google Home is just such a must for a condo. I've got this whole thing paired up with some of my Sonos devices, my TV, some Hue wall plugs that control things like my Christmas tree, for example, all my other Hue products and Govee products. Oh, and my dimmers. I finally got smart dimmers. I installed these a few weeks ago with my dad. It allows me to finally dim all the LED pendants I had installed in the condo when I first moved in. And the coolest part is that I installed Lutron switches in rooms that couldn't accommodate any type of Hue bulbs, basically allowing me to have smart access to any sort of light through the Google Home app. So yeah, the Lutron switches are supported by Google Assistant. The tricky part about this setup is when it comes to the outside. Basically, I don't have any type of switches to be able to control my lights outside. However, because I got outdoor automated light bulbs, well, these also integrate within my Google ecosystem. These are the Govee outdoor string lights. They are 96 feet long. I took the time to install these the other day, and surprisingly, it really wasn't that hard. I did use some tie wraps and tie the cables through the rails of my balcony. I'm thinking next year I'll most likely change these to black, but for now it works. I was easily able to install these along my rail, and next year I'm planning on laying the extra bulbs behind my outdoor couch. It looks good and they just work. You can either control them through the Google app or through the Govee app. I did set a routine for these so they turn on when the sun goes down and turn off at sunrise when I wake up to grab a cup of coffee. Nah, that's not true. I'm not a coffee drinker, although all my friends seem to be, which is why I still have my coffee brewer in the condo. Let me just explain. This is the X Bloom. I basically got this for a sponsorship slot a few months ago, and I decided to take it because I'm a nerd. The reason why I'm showing it to you is simply because every single one of my friends loves this thing. Every time people come over for dinner, they always want me to make them a coffee with this. I swear it's like my party trick at home. Hear why this is cool. It's basically a 3-steps machine that delivers quote unquote the best pour over. First, you pick the pod you'd like to make. My friends usually like to smell these because they do smell good. You scan it, it'll load the exact presets for this particular pod and flavor. You open it and you pour it into the grinder. Then the second step is where the brewing process happens. By placing the empty pot on the dock, it'll start the brewing process with a gentle tap on the dock. At last, well, everyone just sits here and looks at it with massive eyes while it blooms. The cool thing is that the app lets you do a lot. You can build your own recipe with their own custom pod kit. You can of course tweak a pod's recipe. You can shop for more pods. It's a very well built app, and the coffee it makes seems to be popular around here. It does make me kinda sad I'm not a coffee freak, to be honest, but I do love eating and I love air fryers. Ever since I moved in, I've been wanting to buy Breville's Smart Oven Air Fryer Pro. The thing is that I'm so frugal sometimes, and for $500 I was like, But last week I was reading reviews about it, watching some videos, reading the comments, so I pulled the trigger and got one. The reliability, the even heating, and the interior cubic feet were factors that kept coming up again and again, influencing my purchasing decision. But also, the presets are absolutely great. Up to now, a lot of them have been useful, and I will say the toast is pretty good. I usually use this feature in the mornings, although toasting with my toaster can be faster at times, but this doesn't disappoint. It also has a keep warm feature, which is nice. On the side, a fan that cools things down while cooking or cooling it down. The only thing is that it can be loud, but when cooling, opening the door seems to cool the oven faster, and so the fan does stop sooner. So that's something to note. Also, I realized that this thing fits a lot of things, which will in return save you some money because you won't have to buy new pans for it. The air fryer pan produces great fries, great hash browns, shrimps if you want, salmon is good too. That pan is so big it allows it to cook quite a lot. I also got it because it has smart features like an AI auto rotate feature for uneven cook. It has magnets on the door which allows you to pop the tray when opening the door, a timer stop and start trigger when opening or closing the door. What else? It has 8 rack positions, so you can fit quite a lot and cook things in a different manner. Look, there's a lot to it, and up to now, I've been pretty happy with it. Now, when I make a mess or when the condo is dirty, we use the Dyson to clean it, more specifically the V15. I love this vacuum. For a condo, I think it's absolutely great. The best thing about it really is the laser head. When you turn the lights off, the light literally reveals twice the amount of invisible dust on my hard floors. It sounds so marketed, but it's so true. To be honest, sometimes I avoid using it because if I do, I'm going to want to clean it all to perfection. This one here comes with a bunch of adapters. I tend to use the long tube, the short brush, and sometimes the hair screw the most. The LCD screen is great. The only thing I do with it is basically increase or decrease its power, and it works, but it's not perfect. To be fully transparent with you guys, I think this specific vacuum might be suffering a bit. The battery life is degrading, the suction is not as strong, and the filter asks to be washed quite often. Now, how do I know this vacuum is wearing down? Well, because at the office I've got the V12 and the V10, and let me tell you something, in terms of suction, those things are insanely solid, especially my V10 with the boost suction. This one in particular has to be the most reliable vacuum I've ever had. I barely wash the filter. It sucks a lot of stuff including drywall particles because we're constantly doing makeovers. I've dropped it several times and it's still going strong. Both of these have been amazing. My only complaint is battery life. I think across the board it could be better, but at the end of the day, from experience, I think these vacuums are hard to beat. Dyson also offers a Purifier humidifier that takes care of formaldehyde. I think I need it at the office more than at the condo, so for here I decided to get the Levois 400S air purifier. You see, my skin gets so dry during the winter. I didn't necessarily want to get a humidifier, so instead I decided to get a purifier. This being my second winter in the condo, for some reason I find it even more dry, so I've been shopping for an air purifier to help a bit, and it's on a budget. This was what was recommended to me. This is designed for rooms up to 403 square feet, which is why it now chills in the living room. After reading multiple reviews regarding noise, filtration technology, airflow, and the air quality sensor, I decided to give it a try. For the price, it's a well-built and good-looking device, unlike some of the competitors out there. The control panel is made of touch buttons and works well. It allows you to set things like fan speed, toggle the auto mode, shut down the screen, lock the screen, set the sleep mode. There's a timer and also a filter reset, just in case you buy a new filter from them off of Amazon and you decide to replace it. So the air enters from the bottom and exits from the top. I'm guessing having their built-in air sensor at the bottom makes sense. It's a sensor that can detect PM 2.5 particles in real time, and depending on the air quality, the ring will either change color or the app will notify you. The app also allows you to control the device just like if you were using the panel. And the cool part is that this also integrates with Google Home. So for the few days I've had it, it's been solid. The last item comes in super handy at home. I'm usually the one who takes care of either building stuff, installing things, fixing items. I don't hire anyone, so I like keeping a handy electric screwdriver in the house. This one here is from Hoto. It's a 25-piece hand screwdriver kit. I avoid using the drill as much as I can because it has a lot of torque. Instead, I use an electric screwdriver like this one so I can carefully do the job. It runs with a 1500 milliamp hour battery that charges via USB-C. It's also ergonomic, so I find it fits so well on hand, and it looks great. It's easy to use. I mean, you have 3 torque levels to allow you to apply the right types of forces to your items. This also comes with all the bits you might require on a daily basis with a main head and an extender. I think it's honestly a great little tool to have around in a condo. Very much recommended. I'll leave links to all these items down below. These are like the very top things I suggest getting for a condo, right after you sort your furniture, of course. I think they are worth it, super easy to use, and they do last long, so you won't have to spend the money twice. I hope this helps. As a first-time home buyer and condo owner, I found it difficult to find the right goodies for the house at first. I eventually figured it out, but I get the struggle. Look, I wish you all a happy New Year's, all the love, money, and health in the world, and I guess I'll see you guys in 2024. Take care.